WIFTVPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that? Yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruiting. I don't want to be recruiting and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shake, yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby, yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy, I'll do better if you change your mind.
WIFTBPM.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my superstar co-host, Ruthie Mo.
Maze.
Back in the building. Uh-oh.
You're looking kind of thin. Maybe show the cut of your shirt.
Well, thank you, Ruthie. I'll take that. Actually, it's it's funny. Sometimes you try to wear bigger clothes. So I vacillate between large and extra large. I don't know which one to buy. Like, if you buy extra large, it's really built for extra large people. Mm-hmm. Depending on the week or what I had in my intake, a large shirt might just, especially if you go meet with the mayor or something, he'll ask you like, man, cuz, what you been eating? So I have to go between back and forth. But I found a cut of shirt that I like.
That one?
This one, and there's the Hugo Boss one, and so I found these new cuts of polos that I like, so I'm starting to rock them. I'm really Ruthie.
Nice.
I'm settling into my dad style.
You might need to undo one more button.
I was thinking though, the old days, nowadays the rappers be like this. Like Jay be like this.
Oh my goodness, your neck, your Adam's apple can't even breathe.
I have an Adam's apple. Okay, I'm gonna undo. Ruthie is my new fashion consultant.
No, so it's a nice cut.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Makes me look kind of svelte. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. You heard her in the background. She been gone, missing in action, saving the world all around the place, and now she is back in the building. Ruthie MF and more. Ruthie MF and more. How you feeling this morning?
Good. Happy Monday.
Wait a minute.
It's a little chilly outside this morning.
Really?
Yes. But other than that,
Ruthie, clearly it was chilly because you got a sweater on, you got a zip up,
was chilly.
And you also have on a scarf, like a wraparound,
and I got on a long john shirt under here.
You look like the down.
I almost grabbed a coat, but I was like,
if you grabbed a coat,
that's why I didn't, because I didn't want you to say nothing.
No, Ruthie, I always want you to be warm, so ain't no
I would
shame.
have left it in the car, ran in here.
Speaking of left it in the car, we was just talking about this. I was in the studio today. Because when I wear a white shirt, I put it on as last minute as possible. Because
you don't want to get makeup on it.
Makeup?
Oh,
no. What makeup? What are you trying to say, Ruthie?
I'm just saying, you be in front of the studio lights.
No,
you have to powder your face.
Shade. No, I don't. No, I don't make up no powder, Ruthie. Thank you very much. Comedian. So you back on your comedy role. She came back in rare form today. She like, I'm gonna get on all y'all today.
Okay, so why else would you put it on last? Because you don't want to get stains.
Because I don't, right? But not makeup stains. Jesus, I mean, good God, what are you trying to say, right? So I like put it on, like I heard the door clicking, and then I put my shirt on. right? Because I was in here and my wife beat her. And then Reese came in talking about some, I was going to do the same thing at the car. But he said he was doing the same thing. I got to do
Why he got to sound like Mushmouth, though?
I'm just, I got to work really hard to get my voice that deep. So just, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Reese was like, I was just about to do that too. I was like, man, I'm glad you did. You need to put your shirt on when you come in. DJ Reese, that's Ruthie Moore in the building. DJ Reese the Ruler, how you feeling today, man? You all right?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
Oh, Lord, Ruthie.
I had on the best outfit yesterday, Ruthie. Let him tell you.
Ruthie. He couldn't even let me get, I was waiting for him to say bless. Okay, so DJ came out to, we do our Sunday runs, right? And so T.O. didn't come yesterday, so DJ gave me on the text message like, y'all still got the Sunday run? I'm like, of course. So DJ hops in the whip. I'm sitting outside waiting. I really wasn't sure who it was pulling up. I seen, DJ pull up, he back into the spot, back license plates just a little crooked, you know what I'm saying? It's like DJ hop out. He got on, the brightest yellow shorts I've ever seen.
Okay.
Along with a Rugrats shirt on.
Okay.
Like, Ruthie, you like, okay.
No, graphic tees are in.
Well, it was so stylish right there.
Graphic tees are in.
It was so distracting. It was like, I feel like he came in yesterday to make sure that everybody was, I couldn't help but laugh. Then, Reese, I keep underestimating Reese, all right? So I ain't going to even front. I'm telling you, it's the shag. I think when I seen Reese with the shag, I was like, I made a snap judgment call, right? Like, all right. Then the other story. Then I think the one weekend I listened to Week, and I was like, the alley.
That'll take
7 guys. Oh Lord, I got questions, right? Anyway, Reese, though, in true West Side form, came to play basketball yesterday, and I ain't going even front. If it wasn't for all the carries, Reese was having a good little game. I did commentary like Ruthie. One day when we get this thing really cracking, I promise you, I'm gonna do sideline. So if I had a mic to do sideline color commentary, I would have so much fun doing it. So but y'all should have seen Reese. So the video is up, so you can go see Reese. Reese was trying to bully my son, right? But it was funny because I went home. I was like, see. That's why you got to put some weight on. You got to eat them mashed potatoes, dog. I be telling you. Reese just back him down in the hole. However, for the record, my son whooped everybody all day yesterday. It was good. It was fun, though.
He won it.
He won everyone. He won. They played for
winning before I had to leave.
Yeah, that's what that Reese was out there. Reese, but it's funny because Reese was doing the straight West Side. He was like straight West Side basketball. Straight West Side basketball, no joke. Speaking of athletics and sports, I'm gonna jump around just a little bit. Okay, so I want to go back to fantasy football this year, but we need a commissioner. I can't be the commissioner. Nah, because once I start losing, I lose interest. I be mad. I don't even want to do the tally next week. I don't want to set up the lineup, and I need somebody that wants to instigate. Because here's the thing, I want to integrate our fantasy football league into kickoff, kickback, and I want to integrate it into our Monday show, right? Our Monday and Tuesday show, because Monday, and I want it to be played with the What's in it for the Black People family, etc. So and I don't know if y'all want to play for money, so it don't got to be a lot of money, but if we play for $20, $40, Ruthie,
I'm just saying, anybody trying to play for fun? Who do that?
Fun.
I'll play for fun.
Yeah,
fantasy football?
Yeah, like it could be amongst friends and stuff like that. Like
yeah, right.
Yeah,
y'all getting something out of it?
No.
Not, you know what?
Bragging, like y'all bragging rights,
yeah, bragging rights,
drinks, passing one around. Y'all doing something.
We don't pass anymore.
Oh yeah,
Ruthie, you know better than this.
Yeah.
You know better. Your COVID protocol says you must bring your own. You ain't see at the Obama party, they had a COVID protocol officer. They was like, yes, we are not wearing masks, but we have a COVID protocol officer.
That sound like a good hustle.
That is a good hustle. Like, I am COVID protocol certified. So if all y'all die,
you know
I
how
can certify y'all dead.
You know how they got the standard like black shirts that say security on the back? Mm-hmm. They about to start having little COVID ones.
I think we should come up with that, Ruthie. I ain't even trip. I think we should really get on top of the COVID hustle, because I do believe that the COVID hustle is real.
What? It is real.
Oh yeah, it really is real.
I think I knew when people were selling them bleach injections that you could make money off of COVID.
Really?
That was the moment.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Ruthie. That's crazy.
Well, more so when people bought the bleach injections.
Wait. Back what?
You don't remember that?
I thought with Trump's. You mean when President Trump said?
Yeah, and then people started selling the. People actually started selling it like
in a syringe,
like bleach. Like I said injections, but really it was just they started bottling it. Mixing it with like water and selling it as like a COVID.
Really?
Yes. That's why the people came out and told people don't do it no more.
Oh, get up out of here. You tripping. You serious? They did that for real?
Yes.
People, I couldn't believe that people actually put bleach in themselves. Like, actually.
I mean, that's when I knew. Like, people be getting desperate related to the pandemic. And, they say when the streets is bloody, it's money.
Okay. Well,
something like that.
Shoot, if they sell them, I could water some bleach down. I gotta be selective to my customers though. Y'all be mad at me because y'all be talking about Maze was discriminating on who he sold it to.
Listen, do you like that concentrated bleach or you like the old bleach?
You know what, Ruthie? I feel like nowadays I don't even know where the bleach be at because they got these little packs and I be like, how this little pack cleaning all these clothes? But they be clean though. They be clean. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Ruthie, and DJ Reese, the rulers in the building. Okay, I think next week, if Todd ain't here, a total of at least 3 days this week, Ruthie.
He got to do them consistent.
He can't be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, something. But if he ain't, we taking his name off.
Dang.
Off the top. And we going to say, and it'll be a little button when he come around and say, guest starring, to just
Todd.
pop up. Todd. Like when you watch your favorite shows and it's like they ain't the people that don't be there all the time, but sometimes they be there and then they get a little guest star and you be like, "Ooh, it's gonna be a good show today," even though it don't necessarily mean because Todd on it's gonna be a good show.
He adds value.
He does.
I miss him.
You miss him?
I thought about calling him.
Well, Todd, I thought about calling him. Then I was like, nah. I actually missed him yesterday because I thought the first thing everybody said was, where is Todd for basketball? Because, that's where Todd tried to get he be trying to show up. Don't let him hit like a 3 and a 3.
I think it's not easy being the village manager.
I hear.
And I think it might be like a full-time you dig.
I think it is a full-time you dig. Ruthie, we're going to talk about that when we come back. All right. Let me hear some of these headlines. This TV is just blowing me today. But that's okay. I'm not even going to trip out today. All right, let me run through some of the headlines very quickly. Ruthie, it is Illinois State Fair week. It kicks off. It actually kicked off, I think, yesterday. Officially, everybody. Wait a minute. What did I say? Oh, I think with the State Fair coming on, I think it's officially every man for himself now. I don't even think they trying. Like last year, I remember. The numbers are up and they popping and they doing their thing. I'm thinking it probably is just time for us to accept that it's every man for himself and don't be upset about it and just start to prepare.
Well, I think not just every man for itself, but it's more government control and corporate and work control. That's what they've got a handle on. If you've noticed that it's more and more, you got to get vaccinated. So I think as businesses and business and corporations and nonprofits and the world of work has said, you either got to get COVID tests or you got to get vaccinated. That is I think that's the new wave. It's more so life gonna keep going on, but
you might die.
But your touch point for getting vaccinated or either for having regular COVID testing is gonna be through work and social, and that's how the government gonna kind of control it in my estimation.
I could see that.
So that's how they gonna do it because they gonna try to give you less and less
protection.
I was gonna use the word privileges, but is it really a privilege for you to be able to go do some of the So I guess, yeah, more and more privileges.
You take it away and see.
Yeah.
Take it away and see if you don't miss it. Then you be like, ooh, I miss it. It's a privilege to have. Because you ain't got to go out to eat.
What about travel and flights?
You ain't got to go nowhere. Unless it's and then they can
What
have
about
like
school? What about work?
You ain't trying to go back to work no way. I'm just saying, Ruthie. I know you. You like
yeah, but you
want that check.
But I gotta go back though. You know,
do
they said you gotta go back, and they said you gotta be vaccinated if you want to come back. So it's just you gotta make decisions for yourself.
Life changes. I was talking to my daughter about that the other day. She was like, "Dang, this is some bull." I was like, "Well, baby girl, I don't know what else to tell you. You like that house? You want to take that vaccine because you can't move back here. I just turned your bedroom into a closet." She sure was like, "This is nice." I was like, "Yep, it means you're not coming back." State fair. So not only is it every man for himself, Ruthie, I also think that the state fair symbolizes, Ruthie, that we gotta watch what J.B. Pritzker does, because he is breaking off from the Illinois Democratic Party. It seems like after he didn't win his case, it seems like after he didn't win the election with Michelle Harris, it seems like he got into a space where he was like, "I'm not messing with y'all no more," and so they said. So when they have at the state fairs where all of the Democrats come together. And this is the year before an election, so everybody's supposed to be together, and it's like the giant show of unity. The Democratic chairs usually have Illinois Democratic chairs usually have their big old breakfast, and then everybody leaves the breakfast. They all get rallied up, and then they head over to the state house. Over to the campground. Well, this year the governor said he wasn't coming because it was an indoor event, right? So they moved it outside, and he said, "I still ain't coming."
How many years has been happening like that?
Ruthie, forever. Since there's been a state fair.
That's very interesting.
Oh no, it's beyond interesting. It's really.
Well, no, I think that also speaks to what you said about every man for themselves.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's all. You took that one to a whole nother level. On
every
me,
man
Ruthie.
for themselves.
Ooh wee. Let's see.
Really though, JB don't need them people.
I agree.
He in the catbird seat.
So let's save that, because I do definitely want to talk about that. That's an interesting way to think about it, and it is. I feel that way. He's actually showing that, but I don't know how well that bodes for the party long term, especially if there happens to be a strong.
What party?
The Democratic Party split.
Haha.
And I still think that there's a potential. I just want y'all to remember that 4 years ago we had a Republican governor. Right. And so it's not impossible. It's not unforeseeable. And you think about everybody downstate plus the suburbs. If there was, it'd just be interesting to see, like, if you diss everybody now and then God help you if you have a real Republican candidate.
But what's the rallying cry? Remember last time it was, we need to get the state moving. But what's going on right now that could galvanize people to vote for a Republican? Madigan gone.
I think the thing that would be is the whole mask mandate. You think about how the white folks in the suburbs are sort of like the white folks in downstate. We're going to talk about it because there's also some, like, white folks is going white. And it's like, even when you see these fights over the masks that are happening in the suburbs of Chicago, it's a lot different than what we're seeing on the inside of Chicago. So we'll talk about that. Also, Chill, did you see the two young girls shot on the north side, ages 6 and 7? The 7-year-old died. I believe the 6-year-old died as well. What? Yeah, crazy. 47 and 5. Pretty good weekend for Chicago, though.
47 shot, 5.
47 shot, 5 killed, unless you think about the 6 and 7-year-old. Welcome to the WBGX listening audience. We want to thank everybody who tunes in to us every day, 6:30 to 8 on WBGX 1570 AM. You can also don't forget, you can join us every day starting at 6 a.m. on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook, on the Maze Jackson channel on YouTube, on What's In It for the Black People Media on Twitter and Twitch. Don't forget, you can also check us out on TuneIn. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, my co-host, as well as DJ Reese the Ruler. Reese, let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet, and then let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:35 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, weather, and traffic update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs in Miami, they wish it was vacation, but instead they were taking on the Mariners. Game was tied 1-1. Mariners will homer twice in the 7th, and the Cubs will lose their 11th straight, 4-1. The Chicago Sox was taking on the New York Yankees. Game went into extras as Joey Gallo would homer a 2-run homer in the 10th for his second homer of the game, as the Sox will also fall to the Yankees 7-5. Now over to traffic. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 19 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 17. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is 27. It was also 27 back out to Deerfield. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 40. Back out to Thorndale is 28. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 47 minutes. Outbound will be 36. On the Bishop Ford, from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 29 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 15 minutes in both directions. That's to the Loop and back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, the south direction is 7 minutes. That's 55th to Jackson and Jackson to 55th. On the north side of things, 8 minutes. Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 66 and sunny. Today, expect a high of 77 and a low of 64. Expect clear skies throughout the day. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's Sparkle with Easy.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been running. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something, like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feels so easy, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time, I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. I didn't love you, you and I know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, something about you, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy to you make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy. You make it easy.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
People, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve on.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie M. Effin Mizor for Shizor. What's up, Ruthie Mo? How you feeling?
Good. You still working on this TV? You are determined.
You know, Ruthie, it won't. It's like cause I'm just Maze Jackson. I just.
But
can't.
you know what you haven't done? Have you unplugged it?
What?
The TV. You know that solves most of the problems. Just unplug it.
You know, it probably is that's the women's solution. Just unplug it. You know, they be like, just unplug it. You know, and then if you unplug it and it work again, you be like, I'm a genius. If
it's called troubleshooting.
It's troubleshooting. It's like just erase everything in your mind.
It's like because it got to power cycle.
You know what? That you remember when they used to do that and be like, did you turn off your phone? And you be like, man, I ain't turn it off. Or did you turn it off and turn it back on? And you be like, hold on, dog. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Ruthie. On the next break, we gonna do that. Cause on this break, I'm gonna be watching me some. We gonna get us some live video up here. Cause you know we got so much going on, and I want to see the comments. Ruthie, did you see the Sparkle video? You wasn't even watching.
I looked at it.
You make it easy.
It's
you
easy.
Make it easy. You make it easy.
I liked it.
Easy love. I like that song. My son be like, what song is that?
That was a nice house they was in.
I think that's their real house too.
They had their shoes off, so I was thinking it may have been.
Nah, it probably was. You know when people be like, you one of them houses where people be like, take your shoes off? I feel like people be asking me in my spot, and I feel like I should make y'all take y'all shoes off when y'all come to my house. I'm gonna get my floors redone. Then I'm gonna have me like one of them boxes of socks. You ever been to Cousin Wine house? If you ever go to Cousin Wine house, Cousin Wine be having the banging parties. But if you go to her house, let me just tell you, the security, she got a security with a gun. And they be like,
she gotta make sure people take their shoes
oh,
off.
let me tell you, they be like, all right, y'all, now take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. You all good. All right, it is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, DJ Reese the Ruler in the building. And I'm around here just messing around with all of this stuff because I want some comments. I want to see what y'all saying. I want to know what's going on. It's like I feel like sometimes I'm blind to the facts, but it's all good. Ruthie, I'm going to hit a couple more of these headlines, and then I want to talk about what I don't know if we're supposed to talk about, which is family. I want to send thoughts and prayers out to people in Haiti. Haiti. Well, they say over 1,257 people are dead now. First it was 700, now it's 1,257. That's a lot of people to die in an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's so crazy to me though, Ruthie?
I think like 200,000 people died in the 2010 Haitian earthquake.
200,000?
Yeah.
100,000?
Yeah.
No, 100,000?
I think so, Maze. Let me check.
You gotta check that. 200,000 people died in the earthquake
in 2010. Let me look it up.
Ruthie, that's like losing a whole city.
I know.
Like just okay, maybe that. I remember everybody going over there. All right, this is the Maze Jackson Show. So I want to send that out to all of our people of Haitian descent. Made me think of our Attorney General Kwame Raoul. Also made me think of the brother Patrick Brutus, who is also of Haitian descent. I was just gonna say,
yeah, Maze. Death toll estimates range from 100,000 to about 160,000. To Haitian government figures, 220,000 to 316,000.
I don't understand how Haiti and the Dominican Republic are the same island. I don't, and Disney Island is there too. So what I don't understand is how is that same island split into three things?
Different cultures.
But it's got to be more than culture, Ruthie. Like think about the fact that it's color. It's different colors.
That's
it's not cultures. You said culture. I say color.
Yeah, but think about how they cultures are made. We ain't even got to get too deep into it, but just think about the history of the DR and the history of Haiti, and then think about the history of the division between those two places that are literally, like you said, so close together. So now the DR is like, hold on, international people, we need some aid because we know all these Haitians about to.
They be shooting Haitians though.
But now they need some help. So the DR like, y'all got to help us because we ain't got enough food. We ain't got enough supplies. This destabilization, like it's a lot going on.
And they killed the president.
It's a lot going on.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Internationally right now.
Speaking of, well, just bring it back home. Did anybody happen to watch the Bears game? I did.
Was it a real game or one of them preseason?
It was a real game to me. After Justin Fields hit the field, it was a real game to me.
Did he do a good job?
Did he? Yes, he did. Yeah, I was a little nervous because I was expecting touchdowns the first 3 throws. He went through 3 series, Ruthie, but by the time he got his groove, it was like, man, let me tell you, white folks is excited when the white Bears fans stopped to talk to you at Dunkin' Donuts. Because I went to go to get Dunkin' Donuts and they was up early. And they was chipper. They was like, we got black quarterbacks, so now they got to act some kind of way. How about that Justin Fields? Like, that ain't my cousin. I don't know him. They like, do you know Justin? No, dog.
You got to just be like, yeah.
You ain't know Justin. That's my dog. Anyway. Shout out to Chicago Bears. We trying to get him on Justin Fields on the Maze Jackson Show. How about the Sun-Times writer? We had a call with the National Association of Black Journalists. Ruthie, do you want to be a National Association of Black Journalists?
I support.
Do you want to be one?
A journalist or in the association?
Association.
Because I think I am kind of like a journalist, but I ain't just like... We call
like,
ourselves... with an asterisk.
No, don't let nobody put no asterisk. If you ask black people, we the journalists. Damn it. Anyway, Sun-Times was like, how come y'all didn't give Justin Fields to the Maze Jackson Show? It was pretty dope. Like they was on the call with all the Bears people. Like, how y'all want? Like, you think that ain't significant to black folks? And they was like, it's really starting to be pretty.
Listen, they are right, because even with Kaepernick, y'all was still supporting. So they need to give y'all something. That's how I feel.
I'm gonna tell you,
because y'all been rocking with the Bears through thick and thin.
Man, Joe, it's like, no. How about this one? Did you see? Okay, so here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna report the story, and then I'm not gonna jump on it, just because I appreciate the challenges that families have. Did you see that Madam President Toni Preckwinkle's daughter-in-law was connected to a brutal Atlanta murder?
No.
The story is pretty gruesome. I'm gonna let it be, except to say that it is the separated wife of her son, Kyle Preckwinkle, who you've seen in the news a couple of other times, and apparently his estranged wife, was involved, or at least they're accusing her of being involved in this heinous crime that occurred. I'm gonna say this: my prayers go out to everybody involved. I think one of the things that Ruthie last week, we did a lot of talking about the murder of Officer was her name French? And people's reactions to it. And one of the things I was trying to figure out is, does the life of a police officer mean more than the life of an average citizen? Because I'd be seeing all these posts where people be like, I was analyzing a lot of the posts that I saw in remembrance of the police officers, and it often seems like when they make these posts, it's like that they're separate, that these aren't the same wishes of everyone else. Like when it says he just wanted to make it home to his family, or it's like, who doesn't want to make it home to their family? And so I thought it was interesting last week when we were talking about it all. And then we talked about the mother of the two boys. By the way, Ruthie, the black delegation voted that the two boys, Eric and Amante, are not black. They are voted off the island. They don't have any connection to us. And then when we found the video of her mom, whose name was Latina, they had a vote right here on the show. They was like, we ain't claiming that. However, what I did think of was how many times parents have children that may go astray, but they don't love them any less, right? They may have done something bad. And it was just interesting, Ruthie, to see all of the remorse for the police officers. But I feel like a lot of times everybody loses in those things. I don't think anybody says, ooh, I want my son to go out and be involved in a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
it's kind of like, I look at it like people are connected to systems. And so you can, depending on what happens to a person and depending on what systems they connected to, that's how the response be.
That's very good. Because it was, Ruth, it was just, I felt that I kind of took the opposite approach. Like, I really felt bad for the police officer or whatever. But I also said, like, yo, like, people, I'm like, we're doing 72 and 20, 72 and 12. What makes that one bigger?
The system.
But then they would say, no, there's no difference. But like the police officer, I had a post that went crazy last week just asking that question. And it was like when the police officers started responding to it, that's when it all got, it was a classic example of them escalating a situation. People was like, the post went on. Anyway, Ruthie, we'll talk about that later. That's a whole nother thing. But I was thinking about your family, which gets me to my social media question of the day. Reese, you ready with the big voice? Why don't you come on with that big voice for me real quick? Because it is that time.
For the social media question of the day.
Do you have to like everyone in your family? Do you have to like everyone in your family? Now, hold on. Reese, I seen you twisting your nose up and twisting your face up and all of that stuff. And it's interesting. I got a lot of things that I got a lot of scenarios. I really feel like we should open up the phone lines. Because I wonder what people... Why don't you open up the phone lines, Reese? They open? Okay, so the phone lines are open. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Are you obligated to like everyone in your family? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Now, I'm going to ask this question in a variety of ways. So, is it I'm saying, 1, your immediate family. 2, your aunts and uncles and first cousins. 3, I'm going to go to your second cousins. Then I'm going to also ask you, like, what makes the divisions in families? Right? Because if there are divisions in families, and I don't know how it works. Because I'm going to be honest, I used to think you had to like everybody in your family, even when you didn't like them. Right? And as I've gotten older, I've come to the recognition that, well, I'm not going to say I've come to the recognition. I sometimes feel like, I ain't really got to. It's like, we family, but I ain't got to see you. But then I feel like there's an obligation to continue the family bloodline or connection that you got to maintain it. So I want to know, social media question of the day, are you obligated to like everyone in your family? Why? Why not? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Ruthie, I've come to recognize I don't like everybody in my family.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think you got to like them. I think the cool thing about family, though, is that it's like you don't necessarily choose. It's like, okay, I got this random connection. Not a random, but I got this connection. I mean, no, it can be random. Yeah, like, so sometimes you be having these connections to people and it's great. But I don't think you should feel obligated to, like them. That's crazy. You shouldn't feel obligated to like nobody.
What about your immediate family?
You shouldn't.
Like,
feel,
what if you somebody you grew up with?
No,
like
I
in
think
your same house.
Family or not, you shouldn't. If people are toxic, if people are not supportive of you, like, it's levels. But you ain't obligated.
I don't know about that.
I feel
like you obligated to. I feel like you obligated to like your immediate family.
No,
like,
you might be obligated to not let them fall way off the cliff. You may be obligated to get them a meal or something. Let them wash their clothes.
Said, let them get a meal.
No, I'm just saying, like, but you ain't obligated to like them. Like, are you serious? You can't like everybody.
But I'm talking about your immediate family. Okay, so I
think we need to define what like is.
Okay, how about love? You gotta love everybody in your family? Do you gotta love everybody?
I think you love them with the love of family. Like, because, sometimes family, like, you love your family sometimes in different ways that you might not love somebody that's not your family. So you might put up with certain things or you might do certain things, especially when you choose who your family is.
Okay. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anybody got a response to that? Reese, you gotta like everybody in your family? You gotta love it? Okay, I'm gonna start with like and then we'll escalate to love. And what's the difference between like liking a family member and loving a family member? Can you not like a family member but love them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can... Well, you can definitely not like or love them, but I just feel like to be...
Wait.
For sure,
Reese, hold on.
You can vote somebody off your... Hey, man.
Your family?
I vote them off the island. Listen, I'm trying to... But to be...
What's a votable off the island offense? Like, how do you get to not loving a family? I mean, like, to voting a family member off the island. Why y'all looking at me crazy?
Because people be grimy.
Yeah.
In your family?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes. And I think me and Reese might be at that age where we getting older and we just been finding out more and more stuff about people, especially in your family. When you young, you don't know. But when you get old, you be like, oh, my goodness.
You start to
These people
hang with certain them accordingly, and then you just start to, like, not hang with some
That's
people,
why they act like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just thinking, right? And I don't... because I feel kind of guilty sometimes like when there's full disclosure, I love everybody in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I like everybody in my family.
What?
On my mama's side. In my mama's house. But so I wonder, is it like, have you ever been the person that someone in your family doesn't like? Like, have you ever been the person that like maybe, like what makes you dislikable in the family? Sometimes I feel like I've been blessed, and I feel like because I be happily blessed, that people maybe not like that. You know what I'm saying? They feel like I'm showing off, but I feel like I'll just be happily blessed and like I don't know. How do you?
We got family. I got family like that.
Like what?
Just that how your family describe you.
I didn't say my family described me like that. I'm saying hypothetically. Don't be tripping.
I mean, I do think that can create divisions in family, like socioeconomic status.
How do certain people? Let me ask you a question. Are there different levels in families? Like, how does certain family members climb and certain family members? And then, is it if you climb? Are there parts of your family and things of your life that you don't want to revisit, right? That cause you, like, are there, no?
You should never forget where you came from, and you should never forget your family.
Okay. So talk to me. Like, my question becomes, so, like, are there things that you would protect your kid? Like, I feel like there's some people who have families, and then they grew up a certain way, and they be like, man, I don't even want my kids to see it. I ain't never.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You just said you can't forget your family.
Just not forgetting your family and where you came from don't mean you got to take your kids down, leave them there for the summer.
That's what I'm asking you. That's kind of what I'm trying to get to.
Definitely not.
Do you have an obligation? And I don't know if it's that exactly because like it's like there used to be like, you know, with certain family members that you was loving to go to for the summer, and there was certain family members that you was like, really? Like, do we really got to go here? And it maybe not even because anything was bad. They just didn't do it the same.
I mean, I do think that we do lack those intergenerational connectivity, and a lot of us are moving away from just being connected to our ancestry and our lineage, and so that is one of the downsides to, you know, us not being as integrated as families as we used to be. Because it's like, okay, dang, now your kids ain't about to get the good parts of the experience that you had being connected to your family, but it ain't always good. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that everybody ain't always good.
I was feeling like, does your family always mean you the best?
Heck, no. People are people.
Really?
People are people.
Like,
everybody don't live by a certain code.
Even in your own family?
You know, even in your own family.
Ruthie, I'm trying to have a conversation.
Oh, my bad. Cause I'm just like, baby, you got a good family.
Like, she about to reach over here and slap me.
I'm like, maybe my family just messed up, but you seem like, I think everybody's family's messed up.
Yeah, mine all the way messed up.
How do you know what? I feel like mine isn't though. Like let me back up, and I don't mean that, and I feel like I have a very unique experience that whether our family hid it from us, and I don't know if it's all hidden or if it was
hidden.
I'll say the drinks was.
And family business used to be a real big thing. Nowadays, we kind of living in a society where it's like, nope, I'm putting it on Facebook. I'm telling, like you know, so family business is not as.
What's family business?
You know what family business? Stuff you ain't supposed to be telling nobody. Stuff you'll get in trouble for.
Is there
stuff
you know what? Is there that anymore? I don't think it is.
No.
Remember when your parents be like, what goes on in our house stays in our house. If you said, I remember I was like, yeah, we watched Roots last night. Did you say something about what happened in our house, boy? Hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, we're going to take a couple of your phone calls. Plus, we're going to finish asking the social media question of the day. Are you obligated to like or love your family? Can y'all tell me why you Like, you got family members that can't come over. Somebody told me they had to put stuff up when certain family members come up. Reese, what are you doing? Stop making faces.
You don't got those family members that you know when they come over, you like, I know you're going to steal something, like never.
Can we talk about that when we... White?
People be stealing.
I had to have... Okay, we're going to talk about it when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. It's probably why they be thinking I'm acting funny, because don't nobody ever get to come over. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIFTVPN.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. Got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this. Number 4?
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, no.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you, but one of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:05 a.m. and I am Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Cubs were in Miami taking on the Marlins. Game was tied 1-1 as the Marlins would homer twice in the 7th, and the Cubs would lose their 11th straight 4-1. The Chicago White Sox taking on the New York Yankees. As the game would go into extras, Joey Gallo would hit a 2-run homer in the 10th for his second homer of the game, as the Sox will fall to the Yankees 7-5. Now on the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 23 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 22. On the Eaton, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 30. Exchange to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 50 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 32. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 50 minutes. Outbound will be 40. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 30 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive on the south side is 7 minutes, 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th. On the north side of things is 8 minutes. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. For today's weather, it is currently 68 and sunny. Today will be a high of 77 and a low of 64. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now, here's a little Slick J with some Addicted.
I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Oh, baby, I miss you. Some kind of drug, baby, 'cause it just keeps on calling me, and I just need a hit of your love. It's got me shaking and feeling for your touch. Baby, of you I can't get enough. It feels like I done OD'd on you, babe. I'm addicted for you. Can't stop loving 'cause I can't get enough of you, babe. 'Cause I'm so addicted to you. This must be love. 'Cause I can't get enough of your loving. I'm so addicted. Can't stop. I need you right now, baby. I'm so addicted to you. You're always on my mind, my mind, my mind, every day. It's been too long since I had you in my arms, and I don't know if I can take any more of being without you. Even though it's only been an hour, it feels to me just like forever. And I am hoping that I can see you soon. See you soon. I'm so addicted. Lord have mercy. I can't be without you, baby. Oh no, not for a minute, not for an hour. I can't get enough. I'm so addicted. Woo. I need to check myself into some kind of rehab. 'Cause I need some help. Somebody help me, please. Please. Ooh. La 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 la. I need to testify this evening. Oh Lord, have you ever loved somebody so much that you just can't get them off your mind? Oh, I'm so addicted. Oh Lord, 'cause I can't stop loving you, my baby. Oh darling, oh darling, I love you, I love you. This must be love. I've been overdosed on your loving. Can't stop loving you. I done overdosed on my baby. So addicted to you. Without you, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Ooh, oh, I'm addicted.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel
just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. DJ, turn me up in my headphones just a little bit. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, and my man, DJ Reese the Ruler on the wheels of steel, plus that news, traffic, and weather. How y'all feeling about the news, traffic, and weather? How about those Cubs?
Did you watch the little Crosstown Classic? I'm surprised y'all ain't go. That seemed like something y'all would be into.
No, I was traveling. And so I didn't go to the Crosstown Classic. No, wait. The Crosstown Classic was, I think I was traveling.
It was last week.
Yeah, I was traveling. But it really wasn't even a classic. There's nothing classic about it. It's just like yeah. I mean, man, what y'all on a record to give away the most runs lose the most games. Y'all ain't even gonna be the lovable losers once this is over. Like y'all gonna be just the damn losers. Just y'all going out like ugly. Like y'all said, not tank. Like y'all like submarining.
Get down.
It's like a rebuild.
No. This is still the tear down. This ain't the rebuild. They ain't even started on the rebuild. This is like the Afghanis are taking over Kabul right now with the Cubs.
Didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, I did. They coming in. They like, yeah, dog. All right, let's do this. But before we go on, because I want to talk about the Illinois state of affairs, I want to talk to the people. Have you ever had a problem with your family? Like, do you love all your family members? Is there family members that can't come over? Reese was telling me, we're going to ask you to tell me a story. Ruthie, you sound like you got one. I heard a story. But it's like Chris Rock told a story too. That's another one of them things that I ain't going to go too far down into. But we be trying to, it's certain people you be like, stay away from.
Oh,
hey man, like nowadays ain't no Uncle Nam, nobody sitting nowhere on no laps, no kind of way, no how. Move around.
Yeah.
No. Just no. Ain't no kisses, and now you can't reach in nobody's pocket, get no dollar, no kind of way. Get your man. If you don't get, look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Are there family members that you just don't like? Are you obligated to love them? You tell them to stay away.
Yeah,
you better. People, I be like, do you let everybody in your family discipline your kids?
Oh my goodness!
Hold on, Ruthie,
my bad. I forgot this was hypothetical. I forgot this was hypothetical.
Ruthie around here like, hold on. All right, what about like, do your grandmama make your kids eat pork when you say you can't eat no pork? Right? I'm just saying. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's go to the phone lines. Who's on the line? Caller?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey,
this
brother
is Frank from the West Side.
What's up, brother Frank from the West Side? You love everybody in the family?
I sure do, unconditionally, everyone. But here's the deal, though. Even without the spiritual aspect, I say, this is a good question. We're going out community. We need to answer this question. But I do not like everyone in my family, and I don't feel obligated to like everyone in my family. Because to me, when I say I like this person, that means I have no problem with your lifestyle. Okay? But if you are, like case in point, like my little brother who's finally in prison now for the rest of his life because he's a career criminal, I do not like him because the lifestyle that he was living. Okay? When I say I like him, I would hang out with you. I would go to the store with you. I don't mind you coming over and bring some of your friends. But I got one more. I got a little cousin. She's female. She's my baby cousin. I love her unconditionally. But I do not like her lifestyle because she's LGBTQ. And I told her, no, I'm not hanging out with you. I don't want my daughters hanging out with you, going to the store with you, or my granddaughter. You see what I'm saying? So they get old enough, or whatnot. So my point is this right here. I don't feel that you're obligated to like everyone, but we are obligated to love them because I do, Brother Mays. And Ruthie, can I say this? So every time you're not here, you scaring us when we hear that you're under weather. Will you please stop scaring us? And how you doing, Brother Reese Ruthie? Okay. Please stop scaring us. But that's the way I see it, Brother Mays. You see what I'm saying?
I see you, Brother Frank.
Okay, thank you, Brother Ray.
Thank you, Brother Frank. Ruthie, you can't say no to
That's funny. Rarely do he hang up by himself, though. Normally he be having to be like,
Brother Frank, Reese. Right, look, Ruthie, you ain't getting, when you was rolling the shot, though, you ain't even get Brother Frank the whole, you was like, thank you. Brother Frank was like, he didn't even get 2 minutes in. Oh. You was like, Brother Frank get a roll on. What reasons do you not like your family? Like, what reasons can somebody make you not like them? Reese, you had a lot to say a few minutes ago about you ain't got nobody that you can't invite over because do people really steal from their family?
Yes.
I had a cousin that came over my house one day and I was like taking a nap. So he was like, hey, man, can I play your game? I was like, hey, it's all good. Yeah. I wake up after he leaves and 2 games missing, the controller.
He wanted to play it at home.
So I called him, he didn't answer. So I called his little brother, and I said, man, where your brother at? I said, man, he was playing my game, and he said, and let me guess, man, this Grand Theft Auto controller and memory card yours, right? I said, how you know? He said, he just tried to sell it to me.
Your own cousin?
Our own cousin tried to sell it to me.
Was it your first cousin or second cousin?
First.
Like your mama's brothers.
Yes, it's exactly what you're saying. It's my mother's brother's kid. So I go over there and I'm like.
So how do you handle that? How do you do you snap? I went over there. You be like?
I went over there with a baseball bat and I said, "Cuz, I'm gonna ask you. Oh, cuz, I was just trying to see it. I was just say, cuz, you tried to sell it, like." But yeah, man.
But you was gonna sell it to your cousin though, so you could have. Reese, you took a baseball bat.
I ain't gonna.
You was gonna
one time. Is all I'm gonna ask you, cuz this how it's gonna go, man. Because
was this something?
Treat you like that.
Was this something? This had to happen before. If you just grabbed it, you just started with the baseball bat.
Just listen, man. We gonna. I mean, I didn't swing it. I just was like, cousin.
But did you have intent? Would you have intent? If he didn't get back to you, you would have caused bodily harm to a family member over a video game.
It was the principle. Because you walked in my house and you stole from me.
No, he asked you, could he get it?
No, he wanted to play. He was playing it on my TV.
He was playing it. He was playing it. He was gonna play it with the person he sold it to.
Cuz I'm gonna ask you one time. That's all. And that's
so what did he do? How did it handle?
Oh man, my fault. I was just trying to see, and he gave my stuff back, and that was it. And I never allowed him in my house again. Ever.
So what you do when you see him at the family reunion?
I speak to him. He cool. Like, he cool at the family reunion. I speak to you at the family reunion. There's people that owe me. It's okay. I speak to you, but I don't like you. Like, I would, if you somewhere and I don't like you, I won't even show up, Or like, I'm that cousin that it some star and I know you get there early, I get there late as you leaving. If you get there late, I get there early. And when you get there, if I do not like you, I'm going home. Like, I'm straight. And I will speak to everybody but you. You know what I'm saying? And go home. I got no hard feelings. I nod to you like, what's up? And keep it going.
I might smile and say what's up, but I'm with you, Reese.
See?
But I ain't gonna leave nowhere though. You ain't about to
So let me ask you.
Leave nowhere.
So like, see, I feel like that. Like, I'm in a connect. Like, if you, like, what if they the host?
Then what? Why would you need to go? Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, does the whole family know this?
See, at this point in my life,
come on, Ruthie.
When I show up somewhere, I feel like my presence. Like I ain't about to go nowhere and be uncomfortable. Like, and if I'm coming into a space, then I'm bringing love. I'm bringing joy.
What if somebody who took your favorite strawberry shortcake doll when you was like 6?
Yeah, it depends because it shouldn't be if you around
your age are gonna gang up on.
No, but I'm saying like if you around your people, then you should be experiencing love and happiness and support, and you should be kicking it with your people. Y'all should be laughing. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time. Times might be hard, but for the most part, we really spend time on like holidays, things like that, like gatherings and occasions. So those should always be nice and peaceful. Now, when they not, that's when you got to reevaluate. Do I want to show up here? Do I want to come early, like Reese said, before the shenanigans start? Do I want to come late? Because I only want to be a part of the shenanigans. Like, it's decisions you got to make.
Huh.
What time you already talking about what time you leave before you go in.
Okay. Well, do you make a plan for you go?
You gotta have a plan.
We walking around. We saying how you got 17 minutes to be here.
But I think stealing is always like a big one. Like you don't violate people in that way. But like I got people in my family that you just love unconditionally, and even though you might risk, what I'm saying, like getting burned, like that's the risk you take with family sometimes.
How do you deal with like when you got family? Other integrated, like have you ever been to like another family's reunion, like in your family or something? Like say somebody married in or whatever. Have you ever been in a situation where like you feel like one side may look at you one way, and have you ever been judged in like a family situation? It's weird because have you ever been judged like by either up or down? Mm-hmm. In a family or into an environment like that? How'd you handle that? You ever been in that, Reese?
Just
like where somebody
I think the important thing is you got to just recognize where people's energy is coming from, because it might not even have nothing to do with you. I can't help it because I went to college. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's more of a reflection on you and how you feel about yourself. So I think once you're able to you don't respond to you try not to respond to the person. You try to think about, okay, where is their animosity coming from? Especially if you're the type of person that you don't really feel like you be doing nothing to nobody. How is my existence bothering you? And you shouldn't have to dim your light just to go hang around your family. Even if you can switch back into, you know how you kick it with your family. Like you might be able to switch in and out of both of those worlds. And that is perfectly fine. Like that's why I said you don't ever forget where you came from. And that's when your family gonna accept you, because even though you might be, quote unquote, a little more elevated, like you always know you can go back and be with your people.
That's good. That's a good one.
So don't forget where you came from. That's what I meant by that.
Okay. Reese, what about you?
I had some cousins that used to like judge me like because I didn't want to do the same things that we do. Like it was cool. Like I didn't want to ride around the car. You know how you grow up and then so other cousins don't
ride
want
around
to
the
grow
car
with you. So like I had cousins trying to like judge me like in that form. But like other than
you
that,
still ride out. Let me ask a question. Do the cousins still ride out though? Yeah. Like do it still be that? So let me tell you, I went to a family reunion and I used to wonder, where did my old cousins go? Because at my family reunion, there was a vote that there was no alcohol at the family reunion, right? Like it was a vote. Ruthie, it's funny you laugh at that, but I'm saying.
How long ago was that?
So I think the vote was in like 1975.
So you just got a drink in the car?
Well, little did I know, because like I used to be like, man, we had a family reunion and nobody had no drinks, and y'all be fighting at y'all family reunion and everybody get drunk at the end of the night. But it was a family pack because so many family reunions had always been other people's, where it wind up at the end of the night, people would be fighting. And my mom had 14 brothers and sisters. And so all the cousins upon all the cousins upon all the cousins.
That's interesting.
Then when I got old though, Ruthie, I recognized that they had something in the cup. They just didn't have the bottles. Right? And then now what I recognize is like what we don't do is we don't drink in front of the elders. Right? But then at the end of the night, you know, all the cousins go get a sweet and be like, all right, we meeting up at the sweet. What you getting? What you getting? What you getting? And then it turns into, cuz you drink too? Good Lord, we all thought that we was all holy rollers and nobody had a drink. Everybody be like, then your uncle come in and be like, let me get one of them beers. Uncle Clayton, you drink beer too? Yeah, I think it's just interesting to know and think about. Let's go to the live line. Is that my man, Anthony? Anthony, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Are you obligated to like your family?
Yeah, I am.
Why? Because your wife would beat you up?
No. When you talking about in-laws, I'm talking about genetically blood sampling.
Okay, talk to me.
First of all, my family's too small, those of us that are left, to not get along, all right? So, I mean, you know, now what tended to happen was we could get into it, and back to the alcohol thing, once they started drinking, man, all bets was off. You know what I'm saying? You know, folks would get whooped up in there. Somebody end up at the hospital, somebody end up in jail. So, you know, that liquor, we try to hold on that as long as possible.
Dang, wait, what happened? What happened that the liquor bring out?
Man, it's just the inner feeling, you know. And see, people in my family have an air about them. You know, everybody thinks they smart. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's every family.
Anyway. Well, I mean, and then you think you better. You know, no, I don't think I'm better. I think I'm doing stuff you don't want to do. Okay? Anyway. Before I forget, man, y'all sitting up here talking about these White Sox over the Cubs. All right,
hold on,
so let's see what happened. You know, this is August, okay? This is the meat of the schedule when they quit playing the Twins and the Tigers and all that all the time. They finna play some professional ball players. Watch when they 10 games up right now. You know that thing where on the mirror says things are a lot closer than they appear to be. Watch out for the Indians, baby, because they getting to play the Royals and the Tigers and whatnot, okay? And the Sox got to play the AL East and the AL West, the professionals, okay? So we'll get back on this at the end of the month, going into September. See what
this
you got
how
to
family
say.
fights start right here. This is exactly how it starts
well,
right here.
You say, man, I'll be out there on Michigan Avenue.
Stinking Cubs fans start coming up talking smack, and then the next thing you know, a family fight break out, and the White Sox win. Anthony, we appreciate you, man. You on the streak, though, brother.
Hey, but did you see how he prefaced it by saying, and before I forget, knowing that's all he called in to say, but he said, let me just talk about the topic first so Maze won't cut me off too quick. Good one, Anthony.
Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Look, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about, we got any more calls? We done? All right, after we're done, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Illinois State of Affairs. It's Illinois State Fair this week, but there's a lot that we need to be watching, including how the governor responds to the Illinois Democratic Chairs Association, and don't forget, we got a Secretary of State's race. I know the governor said he don't need nobody, but
he's gonna send a video. He gonna send a video recorded message.
He did. He already said that. But I think it's gonna be interesting to watch because if Ruthie, you say he don't need nobody, and that's exactly to me kind of what makes the governor a little bit weak, because he didn't need anybody. He didn't help very many people, and now it's coming back around. He's got to count on the fact that there would be no Republican candidate that's well funded. So we haven't heard very much from Ken Griffin. We know that the state we know now part of the reason that he's not going to put us back down in a lockdown is because of the response. You see how the mask mandates are working. It's a lot to talk about. It's the Illinois State of Affairs. When we come back, it's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIFTBPN.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
Do you believe that God's going to turn it around?
I got to.
Why?
Why? Because he's did it before.
Come on.
And he'll do it again.
Yes.
And you can do it again.
Yes. Come on here.
Come on, I better leave that alone.
Somebody calling you right now.
Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing, I better go. God's going to turn it around.
And I feel like we have to encourage the people because so many people are just truly depressed. They're going through the holiday blues, and we want you to know that you don't have to be discouraged. But you can, in fact, be encouraged because God's going to turn it around.
Turn it around. It's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:34 a.m. and I am Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather. In sports, the Chicago Cubs were in Miami taking on the Marlins. Game was tied 1-1 in the 7th inning. The Mariners would homer twice as the Cubs will fall for their 11th in a row. 4-1 against the Mariners. The Chicago White Sox was taking on the New York Yankees. Game went into extras as Joey Gallo would hit a 2-run home run in the 10th for his second homer of the game, as the Sox will fall to the Yankees 7-5. Now over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 33 minutes. It's an accident outbound to O'Hare at 50 minutes. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 37 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 34. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 60 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 42. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 38 minutes. Outbound will be 32. On the Bishop Ford, from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 39 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, it's 16 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is locked at 8 minutes all around. That's South 55th to Jackson and Jackson to 55th. As well as the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 70 and sunny. Expect a high of 77 and a low of 64. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here is So Good.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on. Why you gotta look so good, good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I wanna check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me I'll let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, well done. When you put your grown on. It's something about you. When you put your grown on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so
You are tuned in to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Ruthie, I be thinking you some days you look like a lioness, and you got your Arab wrap around your neck. I be like, I could see you being like
Arab.
Like I could see you on what was that show with the spies? That came on Showtime when old girl. Dang, remember when old boy was like oh God, it was so good too. It was like he got. The guy who was on Billions was like he got kidnapped by Arabs. By the not the Taliban, but by like the Muslims, right? And then he came back to the United States and ran for Congress and became. God, it was a spy show. It was super good. You know what I'm talking about? And Carrie, and the girl's name was Carrie. She was on the show and she was like the spy, and she was like on meds.
Somebody said Homeland.
Homeland.
Thank you,
Ruthie. I feel like Ruthie could be the sequel to Homeland, the Black Homeland. I could see you like.
What's that called? Southside.
South Africa. It'd be called Sub-Saharan. Ruthie takes over Sub-Saharan Africa. Look, you look like you ready though right now, cause that you know how they be having them things. All you need is your tassels need to be white though.
And I'll probably need to put this over my head.
Yeah, so that's exactly how she did in the whole show.
The way the world moving.
All right, the world moving. Speaking of the world moving, let's talk about what's going on in Illinois State, the Illinois State of Affairs. Do you all know that this week is the Illinois State Fair? Mm-hmm. So people are breaking out. Wednesday is Democrat Day. Thursday is Republican Day. Now, Ruthie, have you ever been to the State Fair?
Mm-mm.
I've been to the State Fair, particularly when I was at the peak of my democraticness. Going to the State Fair was like a big deal. Everybody around here got buses together. It really became a much bigger deal during the Blagojevich era because he would pay for people to have buses, to have these giant rallies. And then basically all the Democrats from around the state would come down to Springfield where there would be a series of activities, fundraisers, etc. And for like 2 days, it's like you just get to kick it. And then you go eat fried stuff, and Snoop Dogg and all them are coming, and they got concerts, and you go see the horse races. And I mean, it's like you go see rural life.
The 4-H stuff?
Yep, all the butter cow and all of that good stuff. But the other part was it was the kickoff to campaign season. Because, like, right after this, it was like everybody would hit it hard. You'd be circulating petitions. Like, your petitions would be coming out. Mm-hmm. The slating would happen. And then all the candidates would be posturing for the Democratic chairs across the state because they have a giant breakfast called the Illinois Democratic Chairs Committee, which was basically the organization of all the county all of the heads of each county across the state, right? Well, this breakfast was like where all of the governors and all of the statewide candidates came to rally everybody and say, we're going to need you all to mobilize because we can't get elected without you. This year, a little different, though. So the Illinois Democratic County Chairs is also one of the largest fundraisers of the year.
Oh,
right?
wow. All that?
Uh-huh. But this year, there's a unique difference. There is no Speaker Mike Madigan, who, while he ran the state central committee, he was a de facto leader of the state Democratic Party. Not the de facto, he officially was the head of the state. And it was kind of like where he convened over and ruled, and everybody kind of came and bowed down. And then everybody sat at their tables, ranked on how much their votes were, et cetera. But it was like the big show. Well, Madigan isn't going to be there this year. Well, I don't know. He might be there, but he ain't running it. And interestingly enough, though, going into a gubernatorial election, J.B. Pritzker is not attending. Now, initially when asked why he wasn't going to attend, Governor J.B. Pritzker said that he would not attend the Illinois Democratic Chairs Association because it was a large indoor event, and he felt that it was unsafe due to COVID protocols. Yeah. Okay. We can buy that, right? We buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So what did the Illinois Democratic County Chairs do? They take the event from inside and move it outside. And then making it outside, because, they tell us that if you do outdoor events, it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's much safer, etc. To which the governor says, I'm still not coming because when you initially told me about it, I decided that I was going to do a family event. So I will send you a video message, but I won't be there. Now, Ruthie, I can't say this is unprecedented. I just can't remember a time in my recent political life when the governor, unless it was Blagojevich during his federal case, I can't remember an Illinois governor going into an election cycle and skipping the largest statewide gathering of county party chairs. Ruthie got me to thinking that this was something bigger. And then, as I thought back to the Democratic county chairs, and when the governor tried to get behind 8th Ward Alderman Michelle Harris to become the chairman of the Democratic Party, because he wanted a black woman to lead the party, etc., blah, 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 blah. The governor was defeated. I mean, first of all, one of the things, the challenges of being a governor in this state, which is why I also think it's interesting to watch J.B. Pritzker in this time, is that as the governor of Illinois after Mike Madigan, it is the expectation that people will do your will. And for something as going into an election, right, that's going to require the state to be unified to win, the J.B. Pritzker not being able to get his chairman elected spoke very much to the perception of him within the party. Now, the fact of the matter is, Ruthie, he's got all the money. And so all the money, and he represents really a lot of the North issues so much, I would say, in the northern part in Cook County. But I think one of the things is when we saw that he was not able, look like we frozen. It seems like he was not able, Ruthie, to get his Democratic county chair, the head of the party done. That says that he's weak somewhere inside of the party. He doesn't have the existing relationships. And part of what I've heard a lot about as it relates to Governor Pritzker is that he hasn't done a lot of relationship building. He hasn't done very much for anybody in the party. So there's no reason for anyone to give him what he wants. So now the governor has essentially said, I am going to skip the Democratic Party association and I'm going to run on my own without the blessing. And I think you said earlier, Ruthie, he don't need them, which I think he's trying to show them. The challenge that he runs in this scenario, though, Ruthie, is that what happens if he does?
What would he need them to do for him? Like, what's something like functional that he would need the Democratic Party for?
Well, I think that if he was running and there is a Republican challenger, he's going to need them to mobilize candidates. He's going to need them to organize their towns. He's going to need them to identify people locally who are willing to assist, get out the word, etc.
I think politics nowadays is he coming from a different vantage point, because he can hire people to do all those things for him. He can hire a company, an agency, to actually do the organizing and the galvanizing. So the difference is like, can you buy grassroots organizing nowadays, or does that have to come like from the will of like people? And I think what we really seeing is that you can insert a whole lot of money into elections and you can really win. And I think the strategy too is it might be less like door-to-door knocking and more, okay, I got this big old database of these text messages that I'm about to send out to these people, and it cost me a fraction of what I need. And I think with him announcing that he is running for re-election, he done already analyzed the landscape. He know what he up against. He know what he ain't up against. And I truly do believe that if he felt like he needed to be there because he needed the support of the Democratic Party, then guess what JB would have been? There he would he would have went. So he done already peeped the landscape, and like I said earlier, he in the catbird seat because he got the money.
I'm gonna tell you, Ruthie, I think you've gotten it. I think you actually nailed it. I think that unless
something happen, right?
Unless there is a candidate, right? And in the event that there is a candidate from the Republican Party who is now, in the event that there is a candidate from the Republican Party who can hold it down.
But see, the reason why, what are they going to hold it down related to? Like, what's their rallying cry?
I think their rallying cry is going to be, I need to get you to come do these cameras. I think the rallying cry for them is going to be masks, JB locked us down, killed our economy, etc.
Now think about this. Now think about how many people support mask mandates. So it's really going to be us versus them type of thing. And JB know that the people who particularly who are, for mask mandates, for vaccine passports, that their voices are also large too. So we saw those Pritzker suck signs that everybody had, going south. But will we see those same signs going north?
That's interesting, Ruthie.
Because what you need to win governor? Don't you just need you don't really need
You need Cook County. And you need St. Clair County.
Bam.
But again, this is probably going to be a low turnout election, right? Like there's nothing exciting on the ballot that's going to bring people into this election.
I do think that the only thing that could possibly beat JB if it was a Republican candidate would be the rhetoric surrounding the pandemic.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like
and that line is drawn already.
I think that line is drawn though, even in the suburbs too, though. I think there's us in the city, and then I think there's the people in the suburbs who are like, oh no, hell no, they still mad at JB, and so I think we got a lot there. I think we got a lot to look at when it comes to that. Ooh, hold on, somebody don't went away.
and if you think about JB Pritzker's response to Donald Trump, he can still coast off of that rhetoric.
You think so?
I think so. He can still coast off that because there's still a lot of people that if you invoke some Trump, they gon', oh yeah, we got a good governor. But I do still think in the midst of the pandemic though, when Trump was trumping, JB did say, no, we ain't about to run this state like this. Minus the remdesivir.
See, that remdesivir still gonna get him in trouble though.
Minus the remdesivir.
Because he was like, y'all ain't getting none of the remdesivir. I don't think nobody black did good during the JB Pritzker era. I'm just telling you. It'll be interesting to see. It's funny to see, Ruthie. I think that JB is though sending a message to a lot of Democrats saying, I really don't need y'all.
I mean, the old way, you ain't got to do things that way no more.
He proved it to him the last time.
He is reshaping Illinois politics. He's trying, I think that's the goal because there is a power vacuum. And so I think he's filling in that power vacuum and he's doing it his way. And I ain't trying to say that it's totalitarian, but we living in those types of times, whereas who could have fathomed that we would have vaccine and mask mandates to this degree? Nobody. So as we move, in that direction, he is going to exert his control in that way. And he got the money. You can buy people. Sadly, you can buy people to do anything for you. That's why I said, is there a difference? Can you buy grassroots organizing?
I think he did last time. I think he's relying on it again to do it again this time. Oh, not that one, Reese. It's that one. I think he's relying on buying grassroots again.
So you think it can be bought?
Oh, it was bought. I mean, I think that with no competition, or you got a lame candidate, it's very easy to be bought. And so I think we're going to be in a situation where, Ruthie, this is part of my concern about why, having no competitor doesn't do us any good, because we don't have the ability to force any any conversation about any of the things. I don't know if people can say, how do you think people feel about how we did under JB? How did black people do?
It's overshadowed by the pandemic. That's what enables the JB to run again. Because we in a global pandemic.
We still in a global pandemic? I thought it was every man for himself now. I don't know about no global pandemic.
We in a global pandemic. And so he can always, like, that's probably going to be a lot of not a lot, but I think that might dominate really.
Well, that's all his commercials are.
That's what I'm saying.
His commercials be like, and when you did mention Donald Trump in it too.
And low key, he got them commercials on YouTube you can't even skip.
Dang.
That's how you know he got money.
Man, I hate the no skippable commercials. Them bad boys be like, really? I gotta watch this whole thing? All 30 seconds of it?
All 30 seconds.
You know what? I'm turning into a millennial. My attention span is be like, how long? I be looking at the video number, be like, how long do that say it's gonna be?
Have you ever seen one of those ads that count down slower than what you really know it should be doing?
No, I didn't. But
you ain't never seen those?
No, but that's funny.
Oh yeah, they be faking the countdowns, Maze. It really be like 10 seconds, but it'll count down 5, but it'll like go super slow.
Oh Lord, what one is that? 100. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie. Okay, so also at the State Fair. Nah, I ain't that. Ruthie, who got the slow count? Tell me who it is. We got to start.
No.
Get us a count watch. And if they be trying to deceive us, we going to ask them about it when they come talk to us on the debate. Oh, they probably ain't going to come talk to us on the debate, though, because, don't nobody want to come talk to us unless it's a real challenge.
You think the governor would come talk to us?
I should. If not, I'm going to just play his interview from last time. Right? I'll play his interview from last time and be like, did he do any of this? What number is it, Reese? 209. It's 10-1-209? Okay, cool. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie, I want to hit you up on another topic that that I thought about with this Illinois state of affairs. This Secretary of State. So let me say this. I don't think there's going to be any action in the Attorney General's race. I don't think there's going to be any action in the Treasurer's race. I'm still trying to talk Ruthie into running against Susanna Mendoza for the Comptroller's race. I'm telling you, if we circulated petitions, Ruthie, your stock will go up so quick. They'll be running around here talking about what can we get you? We get you your pension. I'm just telling you, if we had some Ruthie Moore for a comptroller, you'll get a pension.
They'll buy me out.
Oh, they'll buy you out. Quick. Oh, Suzanne, that's the one who be riding down the expressway with checks doing shady drug deals. She'll be like, oh, I'll take you out. You want me to holler at you? I'm telling you. She be cutting the checks too. She be cutting pension checks. Okay, Ruthie, we just talk about it. I'm just telling you. Let's really just get this done. And I'm just telling you, if you circulate petitions, they can't hear us right now. So if you just circulate the petitions, I'm just telling you. Ruth, you ain't take us to break. Hey,
we just playing, y'all.
I'm just serious. Secretary of State, y'all. This thing is getting really interesting.
How so?
Well, first of all, it appears as though Alexi Janulius is running away with this race as far as money, endorsements, all of that. But then when I start to say endorsements, did you see last week that Alderman Scott Wagaspack and Committeeman Lucy Moog sent a letter to the Cook County Board, Chairman of the Cook County Democrats, Tony Preckwinkle, challenging Alexi Janulius on the fact that he, in the last gubernatorial election, came back and endorsed Republican Tom Cross over current Treasurer Mike Frericks.
They brought that back up?
I mentioned that to y'all a while ago. I just know y'all don't be remembering when I be telling y'all stuff. I'm the Maestradamus. But, yes, they brought it up because they said, because expressly, and here's the thing, and I think it might be too little too late. I feel like this was like one of the back pocket things that everybody knew about as Alexi was going, and I think that they didn't think that he was going to roll up all the endorsements and all of that stuff. And I think that one of the things that I've been hearing is that people are trying to get Anna Valencia to go negative on Alexi Janulius early because they didn't want him to get the momentum, and she slowed down, and she didn't do it. And so now,
trying to be civil,
it's like now what's happened is he done racked up all of these endorsements and all of these union and all of this money. And it's now to me to the point where all the people that have stepped up who support him have to downplay the fact that he did do this. Now, he called Mike, according to the current, so let's back up. So when the story comes out, he says their response from his spokesman, Hannah Jubei, shout out to Hannah Jubei, also who just got engaged. She said they didn't call it an endorsement. He said some nice things about a Republican. Like, it wasn't. So it's funny because, I got a lot of issues twisted up in this. Because this is the classic white boys get away with murder. Black person do that and they will hang you from. Okay, let's just be clear. This is the same election, the Ken Duncan election. Right? During the heat of all of the Quinn versus Governor Rauner, all of this stuff, Alexi Janulius flies back from Florida to endorse the Republican candidate for treasurer against a sitting Democratic senator. Nobody says a word. It is a classic example of how the white boys get away with what they want to get away with, and they get to do. I'm going to leave the whole Ken thing out. But let's just be clear. A Democrat came and endorsed a Republican. I want to talk to Alexi about it because I got to ask myself, like, Ruthie, do you know how many times that even during the time that the Democrats were screwing me over, Republicans would be like, well, could you use WIFTA to endorse such and such, such and such? And I just would be like, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. We can't do it. Nope, sorry. Nope, right? Like, we're not going to get used. We're not going to get, and I'm not going to further this demise that we're in because we're in a state where I told you, if you're black, you really don't have a choice in this state. You really don't. Because, again, if you do, it's very easy for everybody to cut you off, Democrat or Republican. Right?
That's true.
Hey, Reese is giving me the sign. We got to say bye to everybody on WBGX 1570 AM. Y'all check us out. Come back to us live on the Maze Jackson page because the clock ran out. You got to tell me sooner than this next time. All right, y'all. But I got to ask, does that make a difference? And here's the challenge now. I think that if it would have happened early on in the campaign,
like if they would have said something earlier.
Right. Then I think it could have made a difference. I think now, because so many are invested in his success, every major label, every major union, everybody else, it seems like now they're going to have to downplay it and say it wasn't a big deal. Now, I'm not tripping. I just wonder, how does that work that a Democrat gets to endorse a Republican in the last election and then come back and run as a Democrat and nobody says anything? Like, well, they say something, but now it's like all the people who would whoop us. Like, I mean, y'all got to think about this. Name a black person that could have endorsed a Republican in Illinois and then be like, oh, I just said some nice things about a Republican and come back and then be the Democratic nominee. I don't even care about the endorsement. I just am like, just a double standard. Like, realistically, I just need for y'all to say, like, yo, white people have choices that black people do not in Illinois. Period.
Okay, so it was him flying back here to endorse the Republican, like a business move on his part? Was that his friend? Like, what was the reason? Did he not like the other candidate?
Hey, Ruthie,
it don't
is
matter.
Illinois. Nobody cares.
I mean, it
like,
matters
really,
though.
No, Ruthie. I'm saying if it was a black person, who would care what their reason was?
That's true.
Who would care what their reason was?
But they don't.
Like,
but we don't got the same. Like you said, we don't got the same rules though.
Here's my point. The black dude didn't even say nothing. He just didn't show up. They literally took a black woman from her hospital bed, drove her down here, put her in the seat, knowing that she literally died after she left here. Trying to get a black dude out who who just didn't do what they wanted him to do. And this guy gets to have the vote. Oh, it was real. Esther Golar, look up the story. And it's, yeah, I just be like, really? Like, seriously. I'm not even mad at Alexi, roll out. But it's like, I'd be seeing all the same people who was shaking their head at me, who was saying, man, who was eating, who climbed up the ladder, basically saying, we'll help you kick Maze's ass. And they used and threw around the whole Republican thing, which I never endorsed anybody. But everybody saw it as a feeding frenzy, as an opportunity to kick ass, and now the same people quiet. Right? So check this out. Like all these black fancy suit wearing people who Cope talked about, man, I'm bad for this. I'm not good. All them, everybody right now yucking and jiving and shaking hands and acting like they never saw it. Right? Right. So all the people that's endorsing, same people that was watching as I didn't, I just stuck by. I just be burned up sometimes. Cause I be seeing the hypocrisy and then I gotta be like, it's like I'm the crazy one. Like nobody ever sees all the shady deals, all like for real. Mike Madigan sided with a Republican against Jesse White. But y'all jumped. Okay, let me move on. It's the Maze Jackson show. Cause I be so frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's
just
like
different rules.
It's different rules, but black folks put the different rules on you.
It's the same. It's the same reason why JB ain't got to go to the fair event.
It's the Maze Jackson show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTVPN.
Broken screen, crash system. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them.
Be like me, said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Steve Stanton.
Let's reminisce Yeah. Woo. See, I remember the first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we first met, let's throw back. I really wanna know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Fell in love. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back. Oh, come on now. We were making love to the first time we let's reminisce of the when we were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you love somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back. Reminisce on how it used to be. Oh yeah.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:10 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Cubs were in Miami taking on the Marlins. Game was tied 1-1 as the Marlins will homer twice in the 7th inning and the Cubs will lose their 11th straight 4-1. The Chicago White Sox was taking on the New York Yankees. Game went into extras as Joey Gallardo would hit a 2-run homer in the 10th for the second homer of the game, and the Sox will lose 7-5. Now over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 36 minutes. Back out will be 32 on the Eden. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 40. Exchange to Deerfield will be 38. The Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop will be 57 minutes. Back out will be 51. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 35 minutes. Outbound will be 39. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, it is 42 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop and 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive stays locked at 8 all around. That's 55th to Jackson, Jackson to 55th. The north side is Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and sunny. Expect a high of 77 with a low of 64. Clear skies throughout the day. I'm Reese the Ruler now. Back to Maze and Ruthie on the baddest morning show in the land, The Maze Jackson Show.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
All the lies we heard before. Time to pay attention. You gotta do more than listen. Some action with on a count of three.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie Moore. She is not crying, whatever y'all think. She is not crying. I'm going to zoom in. Ruthie is getting all emotional.
I'm just so sad that the state of the Democratic Party is crumbling.
I'm emotional, and I can't. Y'all
I like
know,
that song.
I do too. So I'm going to stop singing it so we can keep on liking it, because y'all know y'all be tripping. You don't like my singing, Ruthie?
It'd be okay.
Some days.
Some days.
All right. I appreciate that out you. Look, because everybody was like, no, we don't. We hate it. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So it'll be interesting to see. So, I kept a list of all the Democrats who were outraged during my time. Like, I never said a word, just stood by my guy, but it was all a good thing. Mm-hmm. I'll just be interested to see how outraged the chairman of the Democratic Party and look, I feel like, hey man, if you wanted to endorse a Republican as a Democrat that was gonna run again.
Who's that endorsed the Republican over Kim Fox?
Oh, Brendan Riley.
Yeah, and then they send a letter too.
But he's still a committeeman. They like it's
that's why I was getting at. Like we didn't seen this. We didn't seen this
There's
before.
no punishment for the white guys.
I mean, a little public flogging.
Yeah, but they didn't really publicly flog him. Like they sent a letter. We got a copy of it. They didn't be like walk the plank. They didn't get on TV and hold press conferences.
They get slaps on the wrist and they try to lynch black people and try to take you out.
Stop it, you bad boy.
They'll take your family out.
Right, man. They'll cut your income. They'll do all of it. But see, he started out as rich. Plus, I wonder what did Barack say? Like, dog, you really flew back in town to go? Right? Just so crazy. Anyway, and then the funny part is they get to be like, I mean, I said some nice things. No, dude, you endorsed him. It's okay. I'm not tripping. To each his own. For me, I'd be like, keep that same energy.
It's a double standard. Ain't that what they call them?
It's a double standard. No, it's not even a double standard. It's a black standard.
Ooh, good one.
It's not a double standard. See, double makes it too easy. Right? Like, again, I just got to say, I want everybody to have the same energy that y'all was when y'all was running around. Like, because it's too funny to me, like, having white people have black people talk about what I do. But then them same black people don't got nothing to say. Yeah, you know what? I be tired sometimes. You know what?
Different strokes.
It's frustrating to me, Ruthie, some days. It's frustrating to me because
the whole system needs to be dismantled.
You could give your left testicle to help. And they'll murder you for, man, just defending yourself as a black person. Same people be like, ooh. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had the choice to make. I mean, it was a tough decision. And we don't even get a choice. Like, dog, you it's not even a thought. Like, I mean, realistically, there's not one black person that would even think twice about endorsing a Republican for anything, period.
That's how they done set the system up here in Illinois.
And then tell us, oh, we can ignore that. Right? It's just, I just,
you know.
And there's no political strongman to hold anybody accountable. Like, everybody is all, like, again, can I just tell y'all we got a long time before the election. A long time, right? They don't even start circulating petitions till January. Like, could we please stop just being the smiley Negroes that's so happy to just be talked to, right? It's like niggas just be happy, black folks just be happy that somebody talked to him. He called me, so make his ass work. Like, they show up with their whole little entourage, and it's like, hey man, I love all my guys that got all the gigs working with everybody. But there should be nobody that's endorsed right now. Not by black people. Can you explain to me how anybody black is endorsing anybody right now based on what? Because again,
based on what they getting. Even if it's a prompt for them.
For who? Like,
likely themselves, for their own personal constituents. It might not all be black people, but
Ruthie, I would like to hear from the Secretary of State. Like, anybody that like, if I'm in the Southland, I want to know what is the Secretary of State planning on doing in the Southland before I tell all the people that I know.
That's the same reason why I hear a lot of people right now mad at Biden, because of his lack of delivering things to black people.
But those the same black people that was like, when Cube said, could we just ask, don't you ask no questions, y'all just get in line. Like, we have to not ask questions, get in line, show up, deliver, and then be mad at the end.
But then hope that the people that they gonna give what they said they gonna give, and we keep
Ruthie,
falling for the same.
Nobody even made a promise though.
What? Yeah, right, Maze. It's some backdoor dealings.
I'm talking about to the people.
Okay.
What did Joe Biden? Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. That's it. That was enough. And then you went for the Chuck. Probably got on Chucks and Pearls now.
Nope, I got on Adidas.
Chuck Adidas. Charles Adidas. Ruthie, do we have a black political strongman? And I'm going to ask this in the context of this question. Because there's nobody black that anybody white has to fear right now. Right? Like, they don't, like, Jake, like, seriously. Like, there is nobody that white people feel a political fear of or a political concern from. Like,
I think Dr. Willie Wilson might have had a good run.
He ain't.
He scared him a little bit.
He scared him, but then when he didn't get the 5, they was like, phew, and all the black folks was like, yep, that's why we sticking where we sticking. I don't know that there's any reason for any white politician to be concerned about the black vote right now. None.
I mean, when you think about the changing demographics of the state and the city.
Yeah, but I think for democratic success, based on everybody else having a choice,
the
Democrats still rely on black votes. They still rely on the concept
and they gonna get them. Like, what?
That's my point.
Until we live in such a democratic state, like it's just all.
But it's so not democratic when you look at the map, right? This is that whole thing of those people saying we make fun of people saying they want to secede from the state. But did you see? I showed you about in Idaho where they said in Seattle, Oregon, they said they want to just move the line because they feel like they're not being, their issues because their cities dominate so much of the state, even though they got more of the land mass, they don't feel like they're being represented properly. I just feel like we're not being represented properly as black folks. And because we don't even have, like, there's no leverage for J.B. Pritzker. There's no leverage for anybody black right now. Again, if they decided that, so let's just say that they said that we already know they're not going to come to What's In It for the Black People Media, right? We already know that the stations that they go to are already compliant. So nobody's going to ask the tough questions, or they're not going to ask the second tough question. They'll ask the first one, which is, so how come we didn't get cannabis in your opinion? Well, I blah. Okay, thank you. Where are we with the fact that there's no black people in gambling? Oh, well, we got the video from you the last time, though, you was here. Right? And I just feel like all the smiley black people, like when y'all let the governor swag surf on the Bud Billiken, like, it's all good. It's like I can't front and say that seeing politicians dance with Negroes really just cooks my grits. Like, and you know how I used to hate the whole take a selfie before you ask a question? Before you take the selfie, did anybody, y'all forgot what's in it for the black people. So meanwhile, here's what happens. All those guys get to show up to all of our events, and because we so happy to take the picture, they be like, see, ain't nobody mad about what I didn't do. What are you talking about? The Negroes love me. That's just them mad Negroes on what's in it for the black people media stirring up trouble. And of course, I'll be the trouble stirrer. Meanwhile, y'all got people. I mean, just think about the fact that white folks can endorse who they want to endorse with no penalty. None. No repercussion. And the funny part is everybody knew it up front. I really just wish we had, like, who is the political strongman? Like, who is black and political that anybody cares what they think, is concerned about what they think? I think the closest we got is Speaker Welch, but I think he's also got he's got to make it through this because the white boys are plotting and conspiring, right? To make sure that he stays weakened so that they don't have to give him ultimate power. So right now in this political climate, who holds the white folks accountable for all the stuff they didn't do in the last 4 years? And the fact that JB can go buy your grassroots, because he's going to pay $20 an hour, which is what he did last time, and this time he ain't going to have to spend $250 million. Spend about 30. And we still ain't got no infrastructure. And it's just hard for me, y'all. It's hard for me to sit here, smile, and cheese. It's funny when it's white boys, it's accountability and they get celebrated for it. Right? Like, white boys, if I was white and did what I do, people would be like, oh, he's a champion. He's for fair government. He's for, right? Right? When you white and you fight the system, you get rewarded. Right? People say you're the people's. You come over to the black side and the black folks say, like, the white folks try to line up with the people. The black folks be like, we got to kill that Negro. And the Negroes be like, yeah, you right. He is a problem. I'm tired, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired. And it's like, I be watching. You watch the hypocrisy in your face, and it's like, everybody be like, what hypocrisy? We don't see it. It's nothing. And then tell you to be quiet. Like, you starting trouble. Can somebody start some trouble? Can somebody grab and like, it bothers me that we don't have the ability to be. I don't think I've ever been anything but for black folks getting what's just due for us. And it's often a challenge to have that looked at as being an enemy of the state. Like, the people that you rely on to help you, that you would think like, yo, cuz, look at this. Look, we can move the ball. Don't you be talking that rebel black stuff. Around here gonna get us in trouble. You know, I'm tired. You know, somebody got to get us in trouble, man. Somebody got to. Everybody can't be scared. It's just like everybody can't be scared, and I'm tired of being in the everybody can't be scared.
You know, some of us have nothing to lose because we see what we can gain, and some of us got people just holding on to the little bit that they feel like they got.
But Ruthie, if we ain't holding on to nothing. It's like you look
keyword
around.
Is the little bit they got.
I said, you sit in a meeting, and everybody in the meeting telling you what to do, and they making quadruple like it.
Yeah, but quadruple of what? Because quadruple of millions is a lot of money.
I'm saying that's my. But here's
it's
my
still
point.
a lot of money.
I'm saying that how many times do black folks sit at tables with white folks with the capability, and they got the capabilities, but the white, like, we defer to the white folks all the time. Like, we could be smart, we could be rich, we could be like, we see everybody else getting wealthy, and we don't see it in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I'm thinking about this sports betting and this gambling. Like, y'all mean to tell me that the Cubs and the White Sox and all of them are going to come in and do sports betting where we're going to bet stupid money and we can't even participate? Like, and it ain't even, and they've convinced black folks as to why black folks should, like, why it's bad for black folks to have money but nobody else. But they got you straight. They'll make sure you cool. You can come to all the parties. How about help us make our own parties? And let me tell you, you could be the star at our party. Like, they like breaking off pieces and parts and saying, and then once we get that in, we owe them. It's like, thank you for bringing us here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for deeming me
worthy.
I get tired of white folks picking my friends, telling me who picking my friends, telling me who I could talk to. I'm just telling you, I'm tired. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, we're gonna take a quick break. Once we get through with this, we're going to be back. I got a few people I want to congratulate, and then Ruthie, I want to talk about a couple things in the national news. All of that when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTVPN.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Not even if my boss should call. The world, it seems so very small. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even. See, I don't need no alcohol.
Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I go through withdrawal. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even
These buildings can drift out to sea, a natural catastrophe, but there's no place I'd rather be, 'cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters.
You're part of my identity. I sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie, MF and more. Shout out to DJ Reese, the ruler on the traffic and the weather. Hey, Reese, it's Lucas Giolito. Giolito.
That's not who did it. It was that's a picture. The Yankees, Joey
Gallardo.
No,
Gallo.
Gallo.
You said
Yeah.
so. You mixed them up. So you said Gallardo, or you got
I
is
said
either
Gallo.
No,
But I
okay.
probably
See,
said a little
Reese is like my son. Reese ain't never wrong. He always got it
I was
right.
wrong. I was wrong, but I'm just saying, like I
Reese just say
gonna
okay.
Gelato, but I was like Gallo. Okay. Yeah, like I caught myself. I know what
That's the last one. I was talking about the last one.
Yeah,
not this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right, just
yeah,
look,
I got you. Yeah,
look,
that's why I
he
told
went
you,
up
like,
at
I
me,
heard
right?
you was like, yeah, and then I was like, nah, made you cheering for the wrong team because that guy hits a home run against the White Sox.
Oh, look, you know what, Reese? What the Cubs doing right now? Losing.
The race to the first pick in the draft.
The race to
the first pick in the draft.
So you know how that works, right? Does that work the same way as it works in basketball? You suck the worst, then you get the best pick. Okay, well they're gonna get it because they suck the most. Go White Sox! Hey y'all, it is the Maze Jackson Show. That's DJ Reese the Ruler. I got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. Y'all, we only got a half hour left, so I want to hit a couple topics very quickly. What's the matter? You got a caller? Okay, I'll take the caller. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. If there's anything we talked about today that has moved you or decided you got a feeling, you can always pick up the phone and call us. 872-25. Oh, it's my man, Roosevelt. Roosevelt! What's up, brother?
Hey, brother Maze. I was listening to you. Let me turn this off because I want you to hear me. I was listening to the plight of the Democrats and black folks. And it seemed to me, maybe you or we or someone should run a straw candidate just to see will the black people amass themselves behind a black cause. You know, but because we need to find out, because if these white folks know or don't think that we can align ourselves behind one cause, they're going to always do us in. So I would gather, maybe put it on your show. Say, look, we got a black straw candidate. Right now, tomorrow, all you black folk out here, how many of you are willing to step up and vote for a black candidate? And put it right in front of everybody. And they can call in your station or whatever kind of way it needs to be done. Because I think once people realize that we are really upset about the way things are going, they're going to address us. But as long as we're scattered, and running about, even run Willie Wilson, put him a write-in candidate. We need to do something. What do you think, man?
So, Roosevelt, first of all, let me tell you, thank you for your call. I appreciate your support. Secondly, I've been, it's sort of like the Ruthie Moore thing, even though I think Ruthie would mollywop Susanna. I just don't feel like if we don't have a candidate for governor, nothing that we think about that we want to talk about will even make the stage. It will not even make the questions, right? You know, I love T.O., I love Dr. Wilson, right? I love both of those brothers, and they have taken their crack at it. I think what we need is someone, y'all gonna be mad at me for saying this, but I think we need someone that I don't think it can just be a straw candidate. I think it has to be a candidate that people could actually see in the spot. Because I think we've had, I don't want to call them straw candidates, but I think we've had candidates, and I think black folks are concerned about, I don't want to say wasting their vote, but I think they, in some kind of ways, black folks feel sophisticated in the voting booth. And they don't want to kind of play that game. And so I do think, though, that I think we need a candidate. I don't think we need to label them a straw candidate. I think we need to put together a young black candidate that we can get on the stage of the debates that makes enough, that forces our topics to the conversation. Remember, the way Madigan used to beat everything was never let you even have an opportunity to discuss it. See, if JB if he limits your choices to him or the Republican, we lose. Quite frankly, him or the Republican, them black people ain't flipping Republican. Let's just be clear. So the best chance that we have to even have our ideas addressed is during the primary with someone being on the ballot. Again, think about this. In 4 years, we had JB Pritzker on the show. Our station, our platform is literally the largest social media platform in the morning. It is. We talk specifically about black issues. You may think about this. I didn't endorse a candidate, but he won't come here and sit. Right? And it's encouraged by other black folks who say, man, you ain't got to. You don't have to talk to them. And I just feel like last time I took it personal. Right? I'm not going to lie. And I understand the black political operatives that work and their job is to get you to the victory. So I'm going to let you stay in the black operative space. But we as black voters, we have to have a way that either forces the operatives to say, look, there's something going on. There's a smoke over there. There's a fire. There's a candidate. There's something. But Roosevelt, I think you're 100% right. We got to have somebody, because quite frankly, every black politician that I talk to has been like, man, I couldn't get a response from JB. And now it's going to be that way. Let's take all the personal out of it. Last time I went after individuals. I'm not going to go after individuals. I'm going to go after the candidate. And I'm going to say, think about the fact that we've never seen Governor Pritzker answer we had him answer it last year or 4 years ago, and we never saw him again. Right?
But he surround himself with enough black people that
to let him swag surf.
Not just that, but he surround himself with enough black people who then can, so he doing his due diligence by black people, because we see black faces around him.
But what's the math?
That he a billionaire?
But that's
the only math we need.
And that's the only math, because everybody feel that's like one of them billions is gonna fall off on them.
Even if the billion don't fall, you could just catch the change that come from that, and you will be straight. And most of us just trying to get straight, and that's how money work. It's just unfortunate, because it does feel like, I feel like sometimes we like I think it's called the Orbis. That snake that eat itself. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know
about
the snake
Don
that's eating itself.
David Yerman bracelet is what Don would call it.
She's
like,
so
you ain't
fancy.
see this? This is a David Yerman snake eating bracelet.
But I feel like that is black people who decide to be politically astute in Illinois. Because once you start peeling back the layers, and once you understand, because at first I didn't know why all black people was Democrats. I just knew that that's what I was supposed to be, because the Republicans was bad. That's literally how we trained up from a young age here in Illinois and across the nation, but mostly particularly here in Illinois, to think Democrat is good, Republican bad. And as power shifts in the country, across the globe, here in Illinois, here in Cook County, here in Chicago, people are recognizing these power vacuums. and not just recognizing them, but actually seizing control where these power vacuums are. We don't quite have the infrastructure built up, but you know what we mostly don't have that they know we ain't got is the unity around something. What can unify us? And blackness, we thought that is that enough? Like we thought. I remember you asking that before. Is blackness enough to unify us?
Not at this point. I think that for us, those of us that tune in here, possibly, it's like we're pro-conscious. But I was just thinking yesterday, how many black people, if you look at I asked a question that said, how many decisions do race actually factor into? And can I tell you that what I would say is that the political class prides themselves on not making race a factor. So what I find is that a lot of black political activists or political operatives get to where they are because they're black, but because they hire you because they got to have black people, but they pride themselves sometimes on the disconnection or the ability to manipulate.
So check this out. So you just said something that made me think about this. What is the difference between a black political operative and a black activist? And our lines be so blurry.
Well, no, they paid the activists. So here's how it works.
Tell me, unblur them lines for me.
I'm going to unblur the lines for you. It's a blurred line until political season comes. All the activism that you see ultimately usually culminates during political season when I told you, you missed it. I said the Negro auction occurs.
Oh.
Right? And so essentially what happens is all of the people that have been activists for the whole year are really trying to raise, I'm not going to say they know it or they consciously know it or not, but what they're doing as they make their names is they are putting a price tag on themselves.
So why wouldn't that be an operative?
Because they don't see it that way, and they're not really an operative, they're a tool of the operative. So here's what happens. In the Negro auction, we're in Negro auction season right now. What happens is there's a list of people that have been active throughout the whole year, right? Or through the 4 years that have built their names up, that when somebody goes to the chief of staff or goes to the political operation, they say, ooh, I know this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. So then what happens is all the black political operatives in the room be like, ooh, I know him. Oh, I got him. Ooh, I know how to get this person. Oh, I know how to get this person. And then what happens is all of a sudden you start to see things starting to get funded, right? And so now as the Negro auction happens, the funded events become political tools for the operative, who then is saying, look, I got these people singing from the same hymn book. Or I got these people, they're validating you in a separate way, not politically, because when I see your name or your logo or your whatever with these people, then it automatically sends a signal to us. And so I would just tell you that right now, Ruthie, the difference between an activist right now is in the prime season to monetize their activism that they would not ordinarily be able to monetize. But they'll do it in different ways that don't allow it to be a straight buyout. But it's the demonstration to the powers that be that I can assemble the Negroes. Let's go to the phone lines. Why are you laughing at me?
I mean, that was a lot. I mean, the line, that's some blurry lines.
It's meant to confuse you.
Do they work together? Like, are they in opposition with each other?
Sometimes. I would tell you that sometimes you've been on a Negro auction list and your thoughts could be pure and you just finally got an opportunity to do what you've been trying to do because the magical money just all of a sudden, right? But once that happens, you can't go to you ain't free to be active. You're gonna be active, but you're gonna be active within the constraints of this. You're gonna be active. You ain't gonna be able to talk about the reality. You're gonna talk about the big fluffy issues, but you ain't gonna talk to the things that hit straight to the heart. So that, and again, everybody will love you because they know you pure in your desire to see black folks done. And so what I do as the political operative is I say, hey, I've been seeing you out here trying to do this for all this time. Here, let me help you.
Got it.
Now, Remember how many times I'm compromised where I say I can't say this about such and such because, man, they helped. Well, I don't say that because they don't fund me nothing. Right? But then once you take the bag, they got your favorite superheroes. Like, if you see your favorite superheroes lined up, they already got them. So you got to pay attention. That's what I was telling y'all. The Negro auction happens whether you know it, whether you knowingly are a part of the Negro auction or you're unwittingly. The best is when you're unwitting and you get to walk around with your chest beat like, I'm the greatest. I got your back. And then white boys be like, we got them. And somebody is upstairs writing down, I got them. You ain't got to worry about them. That's me. That's what happens. That's the Negro auction. And it gets to the point where, again, our people, you saying people be down so bad that they just want the message of liberation. They don't really care how it comes. They don't. So I always say, you got to pay attention when new people come into the neighborhood. When you start to see new flags raising up in the black community that you ain't seen forever, you ain't never seen. When the white boys start putting their flags down in our community, then understand, and they ain't never engaged you no other time. Basically, they taking your name back and going to the white guys showing, look, it's gonna cost me this much. They brokering you, so you get to do your event. They get to go get another 10 restaurants.
So pawns.
Yes, the Negro auction. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I be telling y'all know. And then here's the problem. I be a hater until 3 years later. The caller left? Oh, okay. I got you.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller. Renee, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Did y'all talk about how JB signed the Welcoming Immigrants Executive Order? That stuff that y'all had me go down. I went downtown to march, and because Lori Lightfoot was talking about doing it, and JB done went and signed the whole welcoming all the immigrants. We don't care who you are, inviting the other groups to come in and take advantage of opportunities that we haven't been given. And I know y'all know this, but he promised the cannabis business opportunities in Reneg. He also promised state-run health insurance and never talked about it. So I know black people won't vote whatever Republican, but I honestly believe, based on his position on Trump, Kinzinger could beat him like a drum if he ran.
He couldn't get out of a primary. I'm gonna tell you, Renee.
He could if some black people. Anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna just tell you, and Renee, we gotta. I want to be practical. Like the if was a fifth. Like I love the concept of having a Republican threat or a threat. Adam Kinzinger, because the Republican Party is so to the left, to the right, that he would never be able to get out of a Republican primary. Now, if he could run against them heads up, I think he kicks his butt, but he'll never get out of the Republican primary. Remember, this is the same Republican.
He could run. What about as an independent? What if he like these Republicans did me so bad that now I don't want to be a Republican no more? I'm gonna just run as an independent.
And so here's me, right? I love all the if scenarios. It requires a lot of infrastructure, and then you become a traitor to your race. Not to your race, but to your party. Look, this is me, Renee, and I love your thinking, and I say, if we could be strategic and not, it's like when I told you last week when I said, when the police officer was killed, if nobody black said anything, like we didn't cry, we just was stone faced, right? And just like, man, this is the same thing then I feel like we might be able to do what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But our desire, even within the realm of our party, there would be people that would quickly say, oh my God, this is terrible. And they would jump on you selling us out. They would tell us that Martin Luther King fought for this, that John Lewis did that. And then we become jammed. And so I want to be 100% clear. I am not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that we vote Republican. What I am suggesting is we need our own candidate that is at least able to clearly articulate our issues. Mm. And if that happens, then we, like JB don't got to talk about nothing black. I feel the same way about Alexi. right? I feel the same way about Susanna Mendoza, right? We've seen all of these people that have not been on our team. I would love to see a black slate run, even if it didn't win, just to force the conversation. If we're not at the table, they don't even have to talk about us. Who at the Tribune or at the Sun-Times editorial board, Mary Mitchell, is going to say, hey, well, what have you done for black people? And then they're going to put a Republican up, and then she's going to wind up saying, but the worst thing in the world is the Republicans, and we can't do that, so we have no choice. Black people don't have a choice in this state.
I thank you. If we vote for JB, we deserve what we get. That's all I can say. Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Do we need to talk more about like a third party? Like, is that even an option?
Are you running for? Are you no the third? So that's Mike Burries. Mike Burries is always like we should switch to a third party.
Yes.
This is my point.
But he also say something else. He added in another little piece to that.
What?
To move data.
So here's and y'all in that data. So I'm gonna let y'all be the data experts. See, Ruthie, I ain't got the age. I'm getting old. And so I feel like if you would have asked me 15 years ago, Maze, can we start another party and blah, 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 I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. I have been on the wrong side of hoping that black people will wake up, right? That, like, quite frankly, so many people don't pay attention to it. So when they wake up, it's a symbol of pride just to go and say, I voted. Remember, they don't talk to black folks about who you vote for. The sign says, I voted. They don't vote blue. Right? We don't delve down. We talk about policy. The person that gets up and that puts on the sticker that says I voted, they ain't really policy voters. They're voting because they was voting to get Trump out. They voted in a presidential election. We got to get Democrats elected. But if you were to ask them up and down the ticket, who and why are they voting for the people? Because they Democrats. I'm through fighting that battle. I'm through fighting that battle. Black folks are going to vote. I mean, again, so even as they're talking, right now, Democrats are bringing back to us voting rights. Like, that's the big issue again. The Voting Rights Act. So now we got Cesar Chavez Jr. and Martin Luther King III about to have another march on Washington about voting rights and passing the Voting Rights Act. Meanwhile, they smoked our reparations in Afghanistan.
Oh.
Smoked them. Afghanistan, look, we walking away from Afghanistan right now. Everything that we did for the last 20 years, the longest war in the history of the United States, they're walking away. And even as we're getting out, you know that saying, don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you? We ain't even up out, and they are taking over the whole country. They was dropping.
When he announced it back in July, they been ready.
And so now they picking up and and all that happened.
It's a humanitarian crisis that's unfolding.
Ruthie,
between that and Haiti, I don't know.
We ain't worried. Well, I think the United States has been wiped their hands at Haiti. If the rich people can't get rich off of fixing the crisis in Haiti, that's done. Don't nobody care about the Haitians. That's black people. Now, when you start to talk about the what was the other one?
The Afghanis.
Afghans. Like, the reality is, even if you listen to Americans like Dick Durbin and all them, they like, man, this is what they want. We letting them have their country.
Yeah, that's because the military-industrial complex done already got billions and billions and trillions of these government contracts. Some people are.
Did you see
they
that?
They done already shifted their businesses to something else.
Right. That's so crazy because I was watching this week. They said that the richest counties in America all surround Washington, D.C., because of all of the people who got wealthy as defense contractors off of the Afghan war. Remember, I told you wealth is legislated.
Straight shmoney.
Don't be over there looking for no pensions either. And you have to keep an eye on you, Ruthie. You have to watch you in Washington, D.C. Yeah, y'all. I think it's important that we take a look at this. So here's what's gonna happen again. So now I'm going to probably be in trouble for talking about JB. And all I'm saying is it'll be black folks that will be reporting today like, man, he was and cut him off.
I was watching the news and I knew that he wasn't attending the fair. But your analysis and your breakdown gave me a great perspective that ain't nobody broke it down like you broke it down, mate. So thank you.
Thank you, Ruthie. I'm gonna just tell you too. It's funny that a black woman. It's funny how they have the option to disrespect the black. Like they can pick which black women they want to respect and not respect. Right. So to me, you're the chairman of the party. Right. This is like, and you not showing up to the party because you didn't get your way. It's like dog. He didn't speak to Robin Kelly, the chairman of the party, and Congresswoman while they were at the Bud Billiken.
What you mean? He like turned his back or something like them? Like
they
the police
they just conveniently missed each other while they was there at the same time.
Interesting.
Y'all about to go into the. I just think like
now that's interesting.
Nobody sees that as disrespect of a black woman.
Interesting.
Like I feel like it's. So the first time the Democratic chairs of Illinois have a black woman in charge, that's the time you decide because it wasn't your black woman.
That's interesting. I would be curious to see how Robin Kelly feel about that. Like
she said, Robin Kelly said, I ain't got time. I was busy too. She's like, I was at the thing, but I mean, no. So think about this. The black women gonna have to choose whose side they on. Even though for the first time in history, like just think about the gravity of snubbing the chairman of the Illinois Democratic Party because you didn't get your pick. And so y'all not going to this the state fair. So when Madigan the white boy was there, you went? Even as he was being indicted, even as everything was going down, you went, you ain't gonna go to the sister. And I was for Michelle Harris. But I love Robin Kelly. Right? I was like, it's part of what we do. You've been involved in elections, probably in your chapter or something. It's like, when it's an election, we all part of the same crew. So at the end of the day, at the end of the election, if my guy doesn't win or lose, I'm still in the crew. I'm not going to sit back. Well, I might sit back and not come and poke my lips out and be mad. Or... you got to think about this. So Bud Billiken, at the historic Bud Billiken parade, the governor of the state came to it where the first black woman was the chairman of the party. They had the ability to swag surf in the street. They kicked it. They partied. And you mean to tell me you couldn't even acknowledge her? That's like walking Black history and you like, peace out. It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting that the things that we accept.
Where does Juliana Stratton stand on all this?
She was swag surfing.
That's really interesting.
Think about the gravity of the first black woman president of the Democratic Party of Illinois. Y'all had a chance to win no matter who won. And now she's getting snubbed?
Maybe it's just personal snub and behind the scenes they dapping up.
Well, then he needed to do the same thing to Lori Lightfoot. Y'all gotta. It's crazy to me that that's okay, right? This the same people we heard on the TV talk about. Which I wonder, she must not be she might be in the offensive category.
Ooh,
you think Robin Kelly's in the offensive category?
Ooh,
she's not in the least offensive. Clearly, it's the Maze Jackson show. I know I'm gonna be in trouble. Cancel me. It's the Maze Jackson show. So for Maze and Ruthie, Reese, no Todd. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day.
What a contract's at? Oh, I'm sorry.
At the white boys' question. You ain't at the white boy. All the white boys got them. What you thought?
Listen, we need us a military industrial defense contract.
Can we just have a Chicago, Illinois? Can we even get just like a think about this. Do you understand? We don't even get no advertising for everybody got COVID money. Everybody got COVID vaccine advertising dollars. They be like, yo, it's all right, though. It's all right. Because when I start turning into Maze Jackson for real. No, actually, I'm going to stop being Maze Jackson. It's the Maze Jackson show, though. For Maze and Ruthie, Reese, no Todd. I am the host of the Maze Jackson show. Asking every single day. Go ahead, Ruthie.
What's in it for the black?
No, you're supposed to say where the contract's at.
Oh, where the contract's at?
And we still want to know what's in it for the black people. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, hold up. Real quick, y'all. Got to send a big shout out to my girl, Darlena Williams Burnett. Her book came out. My version just came out in the mail. It is called Living History. Y'all pick up a copy. Go on Amazon and buy a copy. It is already an Amazon bestseller. 90 pages, easy read. I just got mine. I'm going to knock it out tonight. But y'all pick it up. I'm going to have her on. Real crazy story, you know. She was born in Mississippi. She going to talk about, you even find out the first time she ever saw white people. It's the Maze Jackson Show, y'all. We got a lot coming up. Plus, I think we're going to be talking to Anthony Beale tomorrow. I'm looking for Jeanette Taylor, and I'm trying to get a hold of Stacey Davis Gates because I'm trying to find out is they going back to school or not. Also, shout out to all the kids in Catholic school who are returning today. Freshie,
Hail Mary.
Y'all going freshmen today. Tomorrow, MJ goes back to school. So we got to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. We'll be out of here. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. May said we out of here. Peace.
Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic.